Milwaukee, in the middle of the 8th inning on Friday, as the fans at Miller Park brayed invective at Manny Machado and flapped yellow towels to celebrate the final stages of a 7-2 Milwaukee Brewers victory in Game 6 of the National League Championship Series. An act occurred that could cost the Dodgers the pennant. A relief pitcher sat down. A night off for a reliever rarely has long-ranging consequences. But Josh Hader, Milwaukee's left-handed all-star, is not an ordinary reliever, and his team does not treat him like an ordinary reliever. He is a multi-inning demon, a pitcher who had logged 3 innings in Game 1, made a pair of scoreless appearances afterward and nearly struck out half the Dodgers he faced in the process. When the Dodgers failed to stress reliever Corbin Burnes in the 8th, Hader ceased warming up. Granted 3 days of rest, his number will be called Saturday, in Game 7 at Miller Park. Dumped into a first-inning hole by Dodgers Ryu on Friday, the Dodgers could not put enough pressure on the Milwaukee pitching staff to force Hader into the game. They could pay the price for it. That's their best reliever, and obviously you would have liked to have kept the game close enough to have them use him tonight, manager Dave Roberts said. They got away with it tonight because of the run differential. They didn't have to use him. The Brewers will deploy Hader at some point on Saturday behind starting pitcher Jhoulys Chacin. The Dodgers will counter with Walker Buehler, their budding rookie ace. The presence of Buehler offset any worries about Hader inside the Dodgers clubhouse. Just like they have their best, we have our best going, closer Kenley Jansen said. To Jansen, the prospect of a Game 7 did not elicit worry. The Dodgers spent significant portions of the regular season on the brink of collapse. They resided 10 games under .500 in May, and 41 halves games behind in the division in August. They needed Game 163 to win the National League West. This felt normal. Since August, we've been playing for our lives, Jansen said. Here we are again. Another shot at it. Listen, man, they're a good team, and we know we're good too. We've just got to come out here and battle. The Brewers landed the heavy blows early Friday. Ryu awakened the Miller Park crowd, which had been tamed during the first 2 games here. He lasted 3 innings, giving up 4 runs in the first inning and 5 in all. Manny Machado was charged 2 runs in relief. One scored on a wild pitch that bounced by Yasmani Grandal, the other one Rich Hill gave up an 8th-inning single. The output from Ryu in this series cannot match the 2-start cataclysm of Yu Darvish in last year's World Series. But it could reside in a similar strata in Dodgers lore, if the Brewers win Saturday. In 2 appearances at Miller Park, Ryu completed 71 thirds innings and surrendered 8 runs. In Game 6, he allowed a moribund Brewers offense to tee off. Giving up 4 runs in the first inning definitely hurt, Ryu said through his interpreter, Brian Lee. My job as a starter is to keep the game close. But I couldn't do that today. Before the game, Roberts toggled his lineup so David Freese, a 35-year-old first baseman with 8 stolen bases in his career, would lead off. The switch guaranteed Freese, a right-handed batter, would face left-handed starter Wade Miley. In the game's first at-bat, Freese kept his balance when Miley tried a 2-2 changeup. The pitch drifted over the plate, and Freese bashed it over the right center fence. Unlike Game 5, Miley lasted longer than one batter. He managed to retire the side after Freese went deep. Ryu could not protect the edge. The Brewers peppered him with contact. After a leadoff single by outfielder Lorenzo Cain and a walk by outfielder Ryan Braun, first baseman Jesus Aguilar smacked a 2-run double down the first baseline. Third baseman Mike Moustakas deposited an RBI double in the same area. An RBI single by catcher Eric Kratz made it a 4-run inning. They got some soft stuff up in the zone, and they made some good swings on it, catcher Austin Barnes said. Ryu made 15 starts during the regular season. He never gave up more than 3 earned runs in any of them. Friday was the nadir of his season. The trouble only grew in the second, as Ryu continued to feed the Brewers pitches at the belt. "I tried to get ahead in the count by using my off-speed pitches, but I left them hanging," Ryu said. "And obviously I got punished for it." Until Friday, Brewers outfielder Christian Yelich had played 5 games against the Dodgers without recording an extra base hit. The spell ended in the second inning when Ryu left a changeup over the middle. Yelich whacked a double. He scored moments later when Braun hit a double of his own. The wretched night from Ryu created a dilemma for Roberts. He needed to keep the score close, so the Brewers would use their best relievers, like Hader and Corey Knebel. But the Dodgers did not want to torch their own bullpen in defense of Ryu, which might leave them vulnerable in Game 7. So Roberts rolled out an unorthodox blend of arms. Julio Urias took the 4th, Alex Wood handled the 5th, and Dylan Floro picked up 2 outs in the 6th. After Floro came Caleb Ferguson and Maeda. Hill brought it to the bullpen early in the night and finished the 8th. The offense accomplished one prong of their miniaturized goals in the top of the 5th. They compelled Brewers manager Craig Counsell to use Knebel. Freese smashed an RBI double off Miley, who walked Max Muncy in the next at-bat. Knebel put out the fire by inducing a flyout from Justin Turner before striking out Manny Machado. The crowd jeered Machado with gusto all evening. He entered Miller Park as the premier heel on the Dodgers roster, the receipt for his aggressive slides into shortstop Orlando Arcia and his kicking at first base of Aguilar. The ballpark exploded with applause when Knebel whipped a 97 mph fastball past Machado to strand the 2 runners. "We didn't hit," Machado said. "We didn't execute. Didn't do what we needed to do." Freese did not receive another at-bat. He was removed in a double switch after Machado struck out. Muncy rotated to first base, while Brian Dozier took over at second base. The Dodgers did not record a hit after Freese exited. As the Dodgers stumbled through the late innings, the pressure eased on Counsell. Up 4 runs, he sent Burns to face the heart of the opposing lineup. With Hader loosening up in the bullpen, Burns dusted off Turner, Machado and Cody Bellinger. Hader sat down. After the Brewers added a run in the bottom of the 8th, Burns closed the door in the 9th. Hader would have to wait a day. "You'll see him tomorrow," Counsell said. "The Dodgers will have to answer. Their season depends on it. We're going to try to get some runs early off Chase in," Turner said. "Whatever they do in the bullpen, we'll get ready for them."